Let's listen to see what the FBI director had to say.
This case illustrates that we live in a world where borders and boundaries are increasingly irrelevant. A world where individuals from one country sought to conspire with a drug trafficking cartel in another country to assassinate a foreign official on United States soil. And though it reads like the pages of a Hollywood script, the impact would have been very real, and many lives would have been lost. These individuals had no regard for their intended victim, no regard for innocent citizens who might have been hurt or killed in this attempted assassination. They had no regard for the rule of law. And with these charges, we bring the full weight of that law to bear on those responsible. And we send the clear message that any attempts on American soil will not be tolerated. Now, this was not a typical case for any of us, given the global ties we unraveled and the scope of the plot itself, but it represents the full range of threats we face, and it illustrates the need for continued collaboration between agencies, departments, collaboration between countries. And we have said it many times before, but it does bear repeating. It is only working side by side that we are able to stop plots like this before they can take hold. We will continue to work together to find and stop those who seek to do us harm, whether they attempt to strike overseas or here at home, whether it is a conspiracy to kill a foreign official on U.S. soil, a terrorist attack on United States citizens, or street crime in our communities.
Robert Mueller, the FBI director, speaking here in Washington, announcing these allegations against the Iranian government, this alleged plot to go ahead and try to assassinate Saudi Arabia's ambassador to the United States, Adel al-Jubeir. The suspect in this case just was in a courtroom a little while ago. Our national correspondent, Jason Carroll, is outside the courthouse in New York. Tell us what was going on inside, Jason, for those viewers here in the United States and around the world who are just tuning in.
Well, it was interesting, Wolf. I sat just a few feet away from our Bob Ciar during the federal proceeding. Basically, he walked in, spoke with his attorney for just a few moments before the proceeding got underway. He was wearing blue jeans, a blue plaid shirt, brown shoes. He seemed somewhat relaxed, if I could say, during the proceeding, which lasted just about 10 minutes or so, less than 10 minutes. This is a proceeding that's basically procedural. I guess that's the best way to describe it. Our Bob Ciar was not required to enter a plea during the proceeding, and he did not. The judge, however, in this particular case overseeing the proceeding, U.S. Magistrate Michael Dollinger, did advise our Bob Ciar of his rights. For example, the right to remain silent. He wanted to make sure that our Bob Ciar understood that, also making sure that he understood that whatever statements he made could be used against him. The defense also indicating that they, of course, had read through the complaint, which alleges, among other things, conspiracy to use a weapon of mass destruction, conspiracy to commit an act of terrorism, conspiracy to murder a foreign official, that, of course, being the Saudi ambassador. The complaint also saying that our Bob Ciar did confess to at least some of these allegations when he was speaking to federal agents when he was taken into custody on September 29th. That happening at JFK, we are now told, just at about 8 p.m. Also, his attorney, who's representing him, Sabrina Schropp, had indicated that while he is in custody, Wolf, that he will be needing some sort of medication. Those medications were discussed with the judge. Also, our Bob Ciar filled out some sort of a financial statement, signed his name to that as well. And at the very end of the proceeding, a preliminary hearing was set for October 25th. So perhaps at that time, he'll be entering a plea, and I'm sure in between that time, we'll be hearing more about this alleged plot.
And he's not going anywhere. He's staying in jail. No bail for this suspect, Jason. Now walk us through that process.
Absolutely. Well, during a proceeding such as that we have today...
Lies. Wake up, America. All this is lies. All this is lies.
Simply because, obviously,
they're trying to distract us, you guys. This is nothing but distraction. Before this, was nothing but Occupy Wall Street, Occupy everywhere. Now they got to make news up because it's getting out of hand in our own backyard.
Jason, stand by. We're going to get back to you. Jason's outside the courthouse in New York. Lisa Sylvester is joining us now. She's got more on this naturalized American citizen accused in the terror plot. Lisa, what do we know about this individual?
Hi, Wolf. Well, Mansour Abarbsiar, as you mentioned, he is a naturalized citizen with an Iranian passport. And U.S. officials are saying that his cousin is a senior official with a special unit of Iran's Revolutionary Guard. He's a man named Abdul Reza Shalai. And we are learning, though, more about Abarbsiar. We saw him in court a short while ago. He is 56 years old. He is tied to the Corpus Christi, Texas area and also Round Rock, Texas. Although I have to tell you, Wolf, this is a guy who within the last few years has really flown under the radar, and the paper trail on him is pretty thin. His last known address was from April 2004 to July 2010, and if you look that up and trace it back, it is actually the location of a business called One Stop Mail. This is essentially a P.O. Box location. We called there, and they said they've never heard of him. Checking his criminal record, we also looked into his past. He does have a couple of misdemeanors. One is from April 2004 from the Austin, Texas area, and that is for driving with an invalid license. A little further back in 1987, there was another driving with an invalid license and evading arrest. For that, he served 90 days in jail. Also, there are federal liens on his